Well, the title of the book is Icon Brand Myth, the Calgary Stampede. And as the name and the title suggests, the articles, the 13 articles that the book is comprised of, directs a lot of those themes. It's the first collection of academic articles that are focused on the Calgary exhibition and Stampede. The articles themselves, while they're academic, we hope they are of interest to the general reader. And so in that sense, we hope the book has a wide reading audience. I'm hoping it will promote some academic debate. And once you say academic debate, that doesn't mean whitewashed reviews. That means people are going to say, well, you did this okay, but you didn't do this, you didn't talk about this. I'm hoping it will provoke some sort of debate in academic circles about the Stampede itself, which may lead to more stuff being written about it. So I hope it becomes a launching pad for more serious discussions about the Stampede in an academic sense. I also hope that it will give the well-educated visitor to Calgary who's interested in knowing a bit about its history and looks at the Stampede as some hokey little event, to realise the importance of the Stampede as an historical continuum. And what people don't realise is the exhibition and Stampede, it's not just 10 days in July. It's a year-round event, and they're promoting all sorts of things going on those grounds under the auspices of the Calgary exhibition and Stampede. And people don't realise this. It's whether it's horse shows or flower shows or performances, sporting events, Stampede is hosting them. And under their auspices, one of the biggest bull sales in the world, held in Calgary every year, Stampede grounds. And so you've got a lot of things going on there. It's made contributions to the city in many ways. And that would have been a good article, I think, if it gets someone who has written about what happens off the ground, what happens outside of Stampede week. That would have been a good article, I think. If we can enlighten, illuminate, and maybe even entertain the widely read visitor or newly arrived resident to Calgary to understand more about this. It's not just simply a hokey, a rodeo and exhibition. It's much more than that. The advantage of a book of articles is you can pick it up and read the 2 or 3 or 4 you want to read. Whereas in a book, you're fearful that if you don't read everything, then you're going to miss some sort of some explanation of the thesis or the argument that's trying to be presented. But in an article, yeah, you can just read what 4 or 5 you like, that you find interesting, and I think that's what I like about it too. And also, it's a good bibliography, and you can see where the readers can see where we got our evidence from, and where we got our stuff from, And a researcher might see, hey, I'm going to have a look at that collection too, because I want to see what's there. When you look at the endnotes, you see the sort of sources that we all used. These are of help. They were invaluable. On their own, to see where we got our stuff from, and it will be good for researchers. The Genesis was a course that we gave on the exhibition and Stampede in the summer of 2004, and I was asked to coordinate this course, and it was a guest lecture-based course, and we all came in and we did different aspects of the Stampede. This was repeated in 2005 and 2006 and 2007, a summer school course. But at the end of the first course, the one that I had coordinated, I had all the authors out to a party at my place at Priddis afterwards, and with good cheer flowing and everyone was enthusiastic, I suggested that if we were going to have this course, maybe we should all get together and contribute an article and do a book. And we all thought that was a good idea, but putting it together and getting the articles in and done took more than a couple of years. And so that was the genesis of it, the idea that if the Stampede was worth a course, it was also worth a book that centred on the sorts of things that were covered in the course. Well, I think the icon demonstrates and reflects the very success that Calgary has in promoting the Stampede. It has become, it is a very, very important economic growth engine to the city. It has become associated with the city, and in many ways it's become Calgary's sacred cow, as one writer put it. It's seen as the top of its line in the area in which it moves. It is the premier rodeo exhibition event in North America of its kind. So and it's always been an icon. In terms of brand, I use brand in the title to give it the Western sort of connotation, but it's also branded the city, for better or for worse. It's branded the city. And some would say for the better, some would say for the worst. Some say you don't want to be known. A world-class city doesn't want to be known as a cow town. But on the other hand, dozens of cities throughout the world would give anything to have that sort of brand, where as soon as a name is mentioned, the city comes into like Mardi Gras in New Orleans. And the myth is that all festivals have to exaggerate reality, and the Stampede does exaggerate reality. Whatever Western connotations it has, it's generic American Western connotations. And so there's very little I see of the actual Canadian West in the mythology of the Stampede. I don't think that matters. I mean, myth is important. This exaggeration of reality, this storytelling dimension that superimposes itself on historical legitimacy, that too is part of festival. And I don't use word myth in the title in a negative term. I'd like to say how, right from day one, how pleased I have been, and certainly the other people who have given the course as well, with the level of Stampede cooperation. They have been unfailingly generous with their time and their advice. It didn't worry them that there are things that we might be saying sometimes in our articles that weren't flattering. That didn't bother them. They want to be seen as an institution that's simply doing its best, not a perfect institution. They recognise they made mistakes with their public relations, particularly in beginning and towards the middle of the century. But I can't state how pleased I have been with the cooperation I've been extended by them, and what a forward-looking outfit I think they are. They are concerned about making the Stampede say something about the community of Calgary rather than just a commercial event. I'd like to thank my contributors, and certainly thank the support and encouragement given to me by Fritz Pannekoek and Walter Hildebrand, because the idea was born when they were here, and therefore was only right that we take it to the Athabasca University Press when we did it. It's been an enjoyable ride because of the cooperation I've had from everyone.